Chapter 1 of Business Studies subject, Nature and Purpose of Business. Business is something which is quite common all across the world now. Business might be like providing the necessities to the public. Nowadays, people will be requiring so many things. And whatever we the people require, the other people will provide it to us. It might be either a goods or service. So if we involve ourselves in producing or supplying of those goods and services which the other people might require every now and then, that particular platform can be simply called as a very simple business. So human beings will be actually requiring so many different types of goods and services, and to satisfy the needs of the human beings, so the other human beings who are willing to get into this kind of trade will actually start satisfying the needs of goods and services or the needs and wants of the people. It will involve activities which can be undertaken by people to produce and sell certain commodities, goods and services. The main purpose behind conducting this business is to earn money by meeting the people's expectation and the people's demand. So the profit motive will always be there whenever you conduct any business. Let us now understand the concept of business in much more detailed way. This word business is actually derived from the word busy, which means to say you are always occupied with one or the other work. So it is like occupation in which people regularly are engaged themselves in the activities related to purchase, production and sale of goods and services with a view of earning profits or making money out of it. So basically, business is keeping ourselves engaged with activities like production or manufacture of products and services, purchase of products or services, and the sale of products and services to the needy people, and thereby earning some profits out of it. So this is the main work what the business involved in. And it is also said to be an economic activity. Basically, the activities can be basically termed into economic and non-economic activities. Economic activities are like an employee working in an organization for salary or remuneration, a doctor giving the specialist treatment to the patients for some fees or charges, a teacher teaching the students for salary or remuneration, a manager working in an organization and rendering his expert services for wage or salary. And the activities of non-economic are like a housewife performing some household work within the house, wherein she is not getting any monetary benefit for that. And a boy helping a grandfather to cross the road or an old man to cross the road. So all these activities which are non-economic in nature might be basically performed because of love and affection, which will not fetch any profits or any kind of income for you. So broadly, business is an economic activity which will have some money behind it. Now let us get into the characteristics of business activities. As I said in the previous word itself, a business is basically an economic activity which will involve money or money's worth. Second thing is that this is involving like production or procurement of goods and services. One of the most important business activity is to produce or manufacture the goods which the customer is wanting. So to meet the customer requirement or the wants, we should produce or procure the goods which can satisfy the customer needs or wants. So this is the second most important characteristic feature of business activities. Then the next characteristic feature is that Sale or exchange of goods and services. Once we procure the goods or once we produce the goods and service, then our next aim is to sell those goods and services to the needy people. So, one of the most important aspects after procurement is identifying of people who are in need of it and then selling it to them for something called as a profit or some income. The next characteristic feature says it is like dealing with goods and services on a regular basis. Human wants is something which is not there only at one particular point in time and it will exhaust later. Human beings want something or the other each and every time. So, the people, whatever they want, whatever their requirements are, it is the duty of the business people to serve them. So here, we will always be dealing with either manufacturing or selling of one of the goods or services. Here, I am sharing my knowledge with you. So, this is also a kind of exchange which is happening now, a kind of business. Then, the next characteristic feature of business is profit earning. Profit is the prime part of any business. If you are not getting any profits, there is no meaning in running such businesses. Because when you involve yourselves in a business activity, so it so happens that you should also be getting some income out of that for your survival and benefits. So profit is again one of the most important aspect of business activities. Then we have something called as an uncertainty of return, which is one of the most important characteristics of business activities. Returns in business is not guaranteed or it is said to be very much uncertain in nature. There might be good returns at times there might be no returns at all. People might have demand for the products that you are producing or procuring. At times, no one might ask you for your products at all. Because the wants and requirements of people keeps changing every now and then. So based on those changes, we should procure the goods and services which will actually satisfy their changing needs and requirements. If we fail to understand that at even one single point in time of our business, we will actually run into losses. So this business is like always uncertain about the returns that it is going to get. At times it might make very huge profit, at times it might undergo very huge losses as well. The next characteristic feature of business is that it involves something called as an element of risk. Risk is always there with the business. Without risk, we cannot run a business. Risk is something which is very much uncertain in nature. Risk is something on happening of that there might be some physical damages or financial losses for the person who is involved into that business. So, the risk might always be there of losses, not performing well in the market, your products not reaching the customers in time, your products not matching the taste and preferences of the customer. So risks are so many. Competition from large scale industries or anybody from that matter. So risk is always there for all sorts of business. Then we have something else called as the next topic, classification of economic activity. As I said, business is basically an economic activity, and economic activities are broadly classified into three types. One is business, second is profession, and the third one is employment. Now, we have discussed a bit about business so far. Let us look into some other activity of business called as profession. Profession is something which requires a special knowledge and skill to perform. Here, these professionals are subject to so many guidelines which are prescribed by the professional bodies. Professionals are like doctors, lawyers, accountants, auditors. These people have expert knowledge about whatever professionalism they have entered into. So, they'll be delivering their part of work as an expert and give a thorough justice for whatever work they are doing. This professionalism is something which everybody cannot perform without having that expert knowledge of that. The examples might be like the doctors and the lawyers and the chartered accountants. So the doctors will have certain guidelines which will be prescribed by the Medical Council of India. Likewise, the lawyers might have certain guidelines which are prescribed by the Bar Council of India. So based on these guidelines, the professionals will start performing their work according to those guidelines. Coming to the next activity of business, which is something called as employment. Employment means like occupation in which people work for others. Employee will be working for an employer for something called as a remuneration or a salary or a wage, wherein he will be rendering the services as per the instructions by the employer along with certain terms and conditions which are related to that. And basically, he will be rendering all the services for one thing which is called as remuneration. And whatever remuneration will be paid to the employee will have to be given in writing at the time of appointment of that employee into the job itself. So, how much salary will be paid, that is the remuneration, everything will have to be given in writing along with the offer letter to the employee. The few examples of employees are like the clerks, assistants, managers and so on, wherein these people will be working in their cadres and they will be rendering their service for something called as a remuneration. Now, let us look into the comparison between this business, profession and employment. All these three things being the activities of business, but they are exclusively different from one another. Now, we have got various bases of comparing these three activities. On the basis of mode of establishment, business is like the entrepreneur, the decisions, and like they will be starting the business by forming certain legal formalities, whatever is necessary for the business. They will invest their capital and whatever business they want to start, they will just go ahead and start with. Professionalism is something wherein we will have to have a membership of a professional body and certificate of practice. If I need to become a doctor, I should have a professional membership in Medical Bar Council of India, and also I should have the practice certificate wherein I should have completed MBBS or whatever is the required practice that I should do to become a doctor. Coming to employment, here the mode of establishment is like the appointment letter issued by the employee and the service agreement between the employee and the employer, wherein the employee agreeing on to certain terms and conditions will render his service to the employer and thereby he will be eligible for a sum of remuneration at the end of every period, which might be a week, a day, fortnight or even a month at times. Now, coming to the second basis of comparison between business, profession and employment, that is nature of work carried on. In business, it will have provisions of goods and services to the public, wherein I can procure the goods or I can myself produce the goods as well, whichever my customer requires, and thereby I can satisfy their needs and wants. Profession is something wherein I am rendering my personalized and expert services to the people who are in need of it. If I am a doctor, I will render my services to the patients who are suffering from ill health. So for that also, I need to have expert knowledge. Then Employee is a person who will be performing the work as per the service contract or the rules and regulations laid down by the service provider or the employer. So here the employer will have to work according to the rules and regulations and all the terms and conditions laid down by the employer in whichever organization he is performing his services. Next, on the basis of qualification, these three activities, business, profession and employment, have been bifurcated like this. Business doesn't need any minimum educational qualification. A person who is really uneducated can also start a business. For selling vegetable on roadside or in a shop, there is no necessity for me to undergo a thorough education or a proper education. I can even do that business without having the education also. But to be a professional, the qualification should be there along with the expertise, knowledge, training in that particular or the specific field which is prescribed by their particular personalized or the professional bodies. So the professional bodies will describe or will tell what is the qualification required for a person to get into that particular profession, how much of expert knowledge or expertise or experience is required to be a professional in that particular area. When it comes to employee, the employment or that employee will have the qualification and training as prescribed by the employer. If the employer wants a person to do MBA or MCOM and then join his company, as per the needs of the employer, whoever employee has completed or has the desired qualification along with reasonable experience will be recruited by the employer. Coming to the comparison on the basis of reward or returns, business will be dependent on something called as the profit earned through the business activity. So as I said earlier itself, in the characteristics of business, profit is the main motive of business, earning some decent income out of the activities that we are involved in. Coming to professionalism, the professionals will charge some fees, that is the reward or the return that they will be getting. When it comes to employment, the employee will be getting remuneration, salary or wages from the employer. Now coming to the comparison on the basis of capital investment, business obviously requires some capital investment, especially at the initial size of the business or the initial starting stage of the business. When the business is just started, there the capital has to be invested, and the capital investment differs on the size of business that I am going to start. If it is going to be a small business, the capital investment also will be very small. If the business is going to be huge, it requires a huge capital investment. So based on the size of business that I am going to start or I am going to deal with, the capital investment differs. When it comes to professional, the limited capital is required to just establish our professional establishment. If I am a doctor and I should open a small clinic or a hospital, based on that, whatever is the capital required, I'll start investing on it. And when it comes to employer or the employment, no capital is actually required for an employee, because the employer will invest all the capital and I'm just a person who is working under my employer for something called as a salary. So an employee will not be making any investment when he starts working as an employee. Coming to the next comparison on the basis of risk. Obviously, business will involve a lot of risk. Profits are very much uncertain and there is irregularity of incomes as well. So the risk is very hugely present when it comes to business. When it comes to professionalism, Fees is generally a regular or a certain kind of income. So the risk might be very moderate for the professionals. If patients are coming in regularly for a doctor, he might make a decent income for himself. If there are no patients who are walking into your hospital or to the clinic, you might run into some kind of risk in terms of your income. For the employee, here the income is very much fixed in nature, fixed for the particular period. So here the income is very much fixed and he is paid regularly, so the risk is very little, or we can also say there is no risk for the employee. But only threat that they might have is they might lose their job and they might not get a new job very soon. At that point in time, there might not be any income. Coming to the comparison on the basis of transfer of interest, business is basically something wherein the transfer is possible to the future with some kind of formalities. A business which is run by me can be forwarded to my successors, to my children, very easily. Only thing that they need to have is the skills and patience to take care of the business. So it is very easily transferable to the other people. When it comes to profession, it is too very difficult or highly impossible to transfer the professional interest. To be a professional, you will have to have expert knowledge and you will have to practice on that expert knowledge. And also you should have the desired qualification prescribed by the professional bodies. If you don't have that, there is no meaning in transferring the professionalism. I might have studied commerce or business studies. Now, I cannot go and become a doctor. I cannot go and replace a doctor and start treating the patients. It's very difficult. When it comes to employment also, I cannot give my job to somebody else on my own will and wish. My employer will be deciding what will happen with my job. If he removes me out of my job, he will only find an alternate substitution for in my place. So the transferment or the transfer of employment is also highly impossible or not at all possible. Coming to the comparison on the basis of code of conduct, business is not having any kind of code of conduct which is very much prescribed for the business people. But still, we have something called as the Contract Act and all, the business regulations, which not all the business firms are actually following. When it comes to profession, the professional have certain code of conduct which has been prescribed by the professional bodies, and it is mandatory for them to follow those prescriptions. The code of conduct, the rules and regulations are mandatory for them, because even a single mistake that they do, it might lead to a lot of problem. So that's the reason code of conduct, following of rules and regulations is very much strict and necessary when it comes to professionalism. When it comes to employment, the norms or the rules and regulations of behavior are laid down by the employer. So here, the employee will have to simply follow those rules and regulations by understanding them properly, without causing any kind of problem to the employer. So whatever rules and regulations, terms and conditions, there are a few terms and conditions which are mentioned in the offer or the appointment letter itself. So it is the duty of the employee to follow all those rules and regulations very strictly.